Hello, this is University Time News. This program is about the most interesting and exciting events of the Commonwealth of the Russian oil and gas companies, higher education institutions and energy companies consortium. At UTime TV studio is Yevgen Tur. In today's issue, IT Academy Microsoft at TyumSOGU. Who will study there and what will they learn? Engineers of the Year at NCFU, best of the best in Russia. Russian-German dialogue. Gazprom Dobycha Nadym company participated in an international forum. Teleconference with Australia. USTU International Department continues to reduce the distance between the countries. Successful start. Professional way of the young specialist of Gazprom Dobycha Yamburg company. IT Academy Microsoft was opened at the Tyumen State Oil and Gas University, and its based university students will gain the knowledge and skills in order to pass the exam to receive an international certificate of professional or user in IT. Our reporter found out the other opportunities students and employees of Oil and Gas University can get there. International certificate for TyumSOGU students. IT Academy Microsoft has started its work at the Institute for the Retraining and Further Training of the University Staff. IT Academy is a unique Microsoft educational platform. Students and professors will have access to the latest educational courses at various levels. After training, participants will have to pass some exams to receive international certificates of professional or user in IT. During the presentation of the Academy, the company and the Oil and Gas University have signed an agreement and received Microsoft certificates. Firstly, we have provided 20 certificates, 20 bonus certificates to students of higher education institution. For university students, now try to pass this one exam for international Microsoft certificate. Well, in terms of our long-term cooperation, we pledge to keep this course to date and update them constantly and meet Microsoft products which are at the Russian market. IT Academy is equipped with computers of Tyumen assembly. It was installed by GSC Zapsibnefteservice company. This is my favorite higher education institution, where I studied and which introduced me to the business. I think the right thing is to work and study simultaneous. Being a businessman, a man who employs. I need professionals who have already mastered the new technology, but select those who have received necessary training during their learning process. Students who have not already had the opportunity to visit specially equipped auditorium now have a desire to attend the courses. Certainly because it will give deep knowledge in the software. Since all of us are already users on some level, I would like to learn of all the possibilities there are to consider, learn them and use them. Note that IT Academy provides about 250 courses. Students of the humanities as well as students of technical specialties can study there. It all depends on the complexity of the course. The Siberian Federal University also keeps up with modern technology. Thanks to the grant of Russian Ministry of Education and Science won by mathematicians, specialized mathematical world-class laboratory was opened at the university. At the university there is research world-class laboratory, the team of which will work under the guidance of professor of the Royal Institute of Technology, Sweden, outstanding mathematician Andrei Nagdalyan. Two best young Russian engineers have been studying at the North Caucasus Federal University. Postgraduates of NCFU Institute of Life Sciences became the winners of the Engineer of the Year 2013 competition. Our crew learned how to achieve such success and win in a competitive environment. Two postgraduates of NCFU Institute of Life Sciences became the laureates of the prestigious nationwide competition. In general, it was a little unexpected, because it was attended by all the engineers from all over Russia and from different industries. However, this year I was lucky enough to become the winner of the competition. Recognition by the Russian Union of Scientific and Engineering Association is a great honor to me. to all the work that has been done by me and by our scientific team as a whole. Last year, a young scientist became Russian President Fellow and trained in Germany. By the way, German side was interested in one of the developments and offered cooperation. Previously, Andrei was the winner of the grand competition Umnik, and thanks to these and other successes, NCFU graduate and was titled an Engineer of the Year. Irina Zavezenova also has a lot of achievements. It is not by chance. The girl was among the best among young non-engineers biotechnologists twice. As for me, it is next confirmation of my researcher at the national level. It provides that they are still needed, promising and relevant. Now NCFU graduate can proudly carry their title of professional engineer. Their names will be entered into the country best engineers registry record. Uhta University continues to blur the boundaries between countries and continents. At the International Department, there was video conference with a student from Austria, future expert of international management and economics. Now we'll tell you about what Uhta residents were interested in. What attracts the Austrian in Russia. At USTU International Department took place a teleconference with the Austrian student Mario Schuler. He has been studying at the University of Linz on international management and economic specialty. Within the framework of the video communication, USTU students could ask questions about the training and life in Austria. As a future international marketing specialist, Mari has undertaken internship abroad. He speaks Russian as he studied 10 months in Nizhny Novgorod. That's why he willingly agreed to participate in the teleconference. He agreed to participate in the event immediately, because he is an active, outgoing, sociable person, as you could notice. He gave his consent the very next day. During Skype conference, Austrian student talked about his higher education institution, the difference in mentality, in particular about the contrast between Russian and Western marketing. According to Mera, advertising Sirius Bank's Russian agency can use some jokes more often than Europeans. According to the volunteers of International Department, such communication with foreign students is the best incentive to try their hand at international internships and students exchange programs. Of course, time will tell us. I'm just the second-year student. I obviously hope to travel, get to see more, and maybe even work somewhere out there. International Russian-German dialogue was attended by the members of the forum, Petersburg dialogue, among which was Gazprom Dobycha Nadym company. The heads of the German and Russian companies acquainted with the process of gas production in the Arctic, visited pads of gas wells and shop of Bavanenkova gas field. More details about Gazprom company experience at Bavanenkova deposits developments and forward ideas are in the following report. Economics, logistics and ecology. At the northernmost Bavanenkova field, the participants of the Russian-German Forum Petersburg Dialogue spoke about how to make optimal performance in the supply of hydrocarbon from the far north. Gazprom Dobycha Nadym company has very important mission. Firstly, it has to ensure the organizational work of the participants, and this is very personable and a large group. It included the deputy chairman of Gazprom, the head of subsidiaries, the first person of Eastern European Economic Relations Committee, Bauer Compressor and Company, Global Commodity, Consulting Company Flag, Wintershall, BP Europe and Lind AG. Secondly, for the short time it has to give a complete picture to German side on how gas is produced in the Arctic. CEO of Gazprom Dobycha Nadym, Sergey Menshikov, took part in such forum for the first time. He invited everyone to gas wells and spoke personally about the processes at the well and its device. Condensing unit for cooling, which cools on its own during winter, during summer, on contemporary must draw cold from the ground. Emphasis on soil stabilization setting is not accidental when we speak about environmental and safety production. It is important when industrial facilities don't affect on the ground with its warmness even in winter, when there is so much snow and odor and clean lines are everywhere. Reclamation is required after the completion of any construction. Germans who robbed themselves scarce cannot imagine that the grass will not here in summer. The field number 2 is the main facility that all the guests want to see and the hosts want to show. We hear industrial landscapes outside the bus window left no one indifferent. Anton Dzhalyabov, the head of gas facility, told in detail about the road. Gas is fed from these pads to the entrance pipes building. It is the main node where gas is supplied first. Thus, from the entrance pipe building, we can adjust recovery for each pad, as well as block necessary gas gathering line header in any situation. According to the CEO, this gas will be in Germany in 9 days. The German side is also interested in power and gas field, as well as in their service life. Whether the gas will be supplied further in the light of recent political events in the Crimea is a relevant question for Europe. Yes, the situation in Crimea is very serious, and we are very pleased that despite the seriousness of this situation associated with the Crimea, our visit could take place, that we could visit the Yamal, and we hope that the situation in Crimea will somehow adjust it in the nearest future. We hope that this situation will not affect economic relations between Russia, Germany and Europe. We want our economic relations with Russia to remain stable. The largest importer of Russian gas is Germany. About 40% of its consumption in Germany is covered by Russia. European, however, any other business needs stability. Meanwhile, Germans are interested in other issues. They say we have some problems with the environment at Prirazlomne. Our gas is expensive, so I offer them to go to the north and see the conditions in which people work and what the real cost of gas is. Now let's see what the prime cost is and how much your dealers earn with gas Redalin from the German border to Burger. All supported this, and our trip was accomplished today. All the parameters of gas production from the well to the pipeline supply can be controlled at the field panel. Here on the video wall you can see gas wells. It is the place where you have already been. In fact, they return to the beginning of the tour. Indeed, the well can be controlled remotely. In terms of this trip cognition, it will be useful. Our partners and colleagues from the German side will know how gas is extracted here, in these harsh Arctic conditions. There is so much to look at. Here we have seen the most modern, super-modern equipment for gas production. We were impressed by the technology that is used and applied to gas production. After I have visited this mine, I saw how modern it was. In Germany, we know that Russia is our main supplier of natural gas. After this visit, I am convinced that with the help of such technologies, Russia will remain a major supplier of gas to the European market. At the meeting, which took place on the same day, Sergey Menshikov briefly spoke about the process of gas production on the Yamal Peninsula. He drew attention to the way Gazprom Dobycha Nadym solves environmental problems at Harasayevskaya field. Pipes of scrap remaining still there since Soviet times are being removed by their own at their own expense. The next day, returning to the capital, foreign participants flew over the pipeline road. The main results will be announced in Moscow at the plenary meeting of Russia-German Forum Petersburg Dialogue Economy Group. One of the most charismatic rectors of Urals, Nikolai Kosarev, announced open enrollment at the Ural Mining University. Especially for students and their parents, there was a meeting where it was possible to learn about new specialties, ask questions about USMU admission rules and just meet with the rector. More details about what the first Ural higher education institution offered to pupils are in our next story. Are there girls in this room? Yes, we are. What about boys? We are. Why do you need to enter the first higher education institution of the Urals? Future students and their parents learned about it. At the mining university took place university rector enrollment. Over a century of history, university has developed its own formula how it is possible to educate minors in any person. It is very important for us not only to give the students document on primary, secondary and higher education. We have everything at the university. The most important for us is to teach students, and they have to emerge into the real adult life as a developed and mature man. Applicants learned first-hand information on specialty, budget places and life of the university. This year at the university they opened two new institutes. They are Institute of World Economy and the Institute of Urban Economy Construction Industry. Rector Nikolai Kosarev spoke about how to enter new specialties. Those who missed the open day should not worry. Higher education institution is always open for future students. I will be very happy to see you. My office is on the second floor of the first building. It is always open for you. Open day at the mining university is quite unusual. All you cannot read in the handbooks and brochures is demonstrated on the stage. The best teams of the mining university showed interest the activity they can be involved out of study. It is fun, fast. It is not boring. The concert gave great impressions. Dear replicants, it's not really matter what the Ural State Mining University you will choose. The main thing for the university is to celebrate its 100th anniversary. Someone is interested in the university admission, while others plan their future career and look for an interesting place to work. Gazprom Dobycha Yamburg company establishes special conditions for young professionals. Today we tell you about the successful launch and professional way of the winner of the open competition for young specialists. After graduating from the Ufa Oil Technical University, Vladimir Kurnosov was placed to Gazprom Dobycha Urengoy as an operator for oil and gas production, but he dreamed of another place where he had undertaken field practice. It was about Gazprom Dobycha Yamburg. The second contest of young professionals allowed him to realize this dream. At the beginning, he worked at Yamburg gas field number 7, where he became the 5th grade operator. After 4 years, he moved to the Polarnaya gas field, took part in the construction and commissioning of Volozhinskaya field 1B, where he got the 6th grade, which is highest in the profession. At the same time with the work, he participated in the contest. Consistent growth and success were obvious. In 2012, he became an engineer. Personal advancement. Each person decides for himself if he wants to participate somewhere or not, if he wants to work in the specialty, to get which he had studied 5 years or not. You must move on and to develop. Therefore, a person takes part in different competitions, show himself, and it's active. So I also wanted to participate, to try my hand, and I succeeded. I won the contest and found a job as an engineer of oil and gas production. Way from the operator of oil and gas production to the engineer is not so long, but there is great difference between the professions. Working as an operator of oil and gas extraction, I did more particular work, solved local problems. Becoming an engineer, I solved larger, deeper questions. I work more with the documentation. It is necessary to think globally and to think through all the steps. Way to the youth is relevant but qualified slogan, and this road is not easy. It is necessary for young men to approve oneself as the expert. Vladimir succeeded. He is a good, smart and proactive guy. If there is something he doesn't know yet, just didn't have time to learn, so he asks, because he is very responsible for this work. I am lucky to work with Kurnosov. When I chose the worker not from the number of the company employees who have passed the competition of young professionals, but among young professionals working in the company, I paid attention to this boy. We talked and I liked him. I offered him to the work here as we have a vacancy. Leadership supported my initiative and he has been working here. I am satisfied with the results. Sometimes good soldier dreams about general uniform, but the dreams remain dreams if you do nothing to realize them. There are new horizons and I have to accumulate new experience. To move further, it is necessary first to establish yourselves in this position. Then you will receive further development. In the future, I will maybe move to other fields or other crafts, where will be new impetus, new energy. All people cannot exactly stay at one place, as they need to evolve in the future. Bet Gazprom Dobycha Yamburg placed on the youth proved to be winning. Team is filled with qualified personnel, but of course gas workers don't forget about the succession of generations. Veterans pass on their experience and young professionals learn and implement their own ideas with their intrinsic activity and initiative trying to conquer new heights. That's all for today. UTimeNews Teams wishes everyone sunny weather. Watch University Time News online, utimenews.org. With you at the studio was Eugen Tur.